I'm just saying that because I don't have any other way to start this stream. So I'm just going to say, hey everybody, I assume you're able to watch the stream because I assume it's on the internet by now. And the rest of the streams have caught up. So, welcome to the stream and where I do more Minecraft stuff. Behind me, you can see posters. Those are two of my spooky Halloween posters. I have a Friday the 13th poster, but you can't see it because it's over there. Also, I shaved, so sorry, but I look like a 8-year-old child. And also, I got a haircut, which doesn't help. But none of that matters, because we're doing another stream where Alex builds things in Minecraft. Particularly, he's building more of his dream house, like he did that one time. He's talking to third person, and he's completely ignoring the fact that Pat is currently on the stream. Hi, Pat.
Glad I finally made it into the intro. Really happy.
Yeah, that took a while. I kind of forgot you were here.
I didn't realize you shaved, and I'm not having a happy time looking at your face.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Why'd you shave?
Because, hold on, let me just go real quick into the game. I shaved because I'm going on vacation.
Okay.
And
where are you going that you need to look so good?
It's not that I want to look good. It's that I'm going to be in the sun. And if I have a beard, then this part of my face won't get tan. And so there'll be a very big discrepancy between the top half of my face and the bottom half of my face in terms of tan, in terms of coloration. And
that's why you never shave.
But what if I have to shave? Because in a couple weeks I'm going to the New York Symphony Orchestra, and I want to look fresh for that too. You feel me?
All right. Well, sure.
Okay, sorry, I was just doing an audio check. If that's, you can hear a weird echo. That's me checking the audio, making sure we're good levels. And back to the game, which is just me building more of this house. Particularly in the sense that I want to figure out what colors I want to have for things. So
purple.
I don't want to have a purple rug. I'm not riffraff.
I'm leaving the stream.
You knew exactly where I was going with that. Oh, well, actually, I can make purple stairs.
Thank you.
Maybe you need to start streaming this game yourself.
And just make well, Grand Theft Auto is my kind of riff-raff expression.
Oh, okay.
Everything I have, I bought a giant truck, and it's painted purple and gold, and the inside is purple and black.
Great. I have no idea what color I want to do for the kitchen. I don't know if that looks ugly or good. So, So, I'm glad everyone could be here. Pat, you had things you wanted to talk about.
Big stuff coming out. Big game coming out in 4 days. The new... think of the word. The new Metroid game.
Yeah.
The first 2D Metroid game in, like, a decade. That's not even an exaggeration.
That might be right. Not
only
positive.
2D. But I'm getting it, and I'm very excited because little unknown fact about me that you probably actually didn't know was Metroid Fusion was my first Metroid game ever, which was for the Game Boy Advance game. Nothing like ridiculous in terms of how popular it was, but it was a big deal for me because it was sick. I had no idea who Samus was at the time, and I was like, "Yo, what is this?"
Not even from Brawl, from Smash Bros.
Well, I never knew that a character in the suit of armor was a woman, and in Fusion, anytime you died, all the power armor would come off, and you would see. Like, I didn't know who the true Samus was. So you know how back when the first game came out and you beat the game, you saw that like Samus was a woman, and people were like, "What?" Because that never happened before.
Yeah.
I had that moment like super late, but I was really young when I got the Game Boy Advance. I was really young, so like I kind of had my own Samus reveal moment, and it was really, really cool to have that moment just in like a late game thing. But so Metroid, there's a special place in my heart, though I'm not like ridiculously like a fanboy about it, if that makes sense.
You're not like me.
Yeah, yeah. Like Samus, not only is it a really good game, like the Metroid games are really good, but the 2D Metroid has a bit of history with myself, so I'm excited for the new one because apparently it's pretty good, and I do have a 3DS. I'm one of like the few people I think still who have a 3DS. I shouldn't say that. It's one of the most selling consoles of like 2017. So
Yeah, lots of people have 3DSs.
I don't play online, so that's why I'm like, oh, clearly I must be alone. So
yeah, I am actually a bad Metroid fan in that I have not played nearly as many of the 2D ones as I perhaps should. I played the original. I played Super Metroid, and that's it.
Super Metroid is apparently like the one you gotta play though.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
And that was what I do have.
I mean,
the
it's
original.
a SNES game, so of course it's great.
Yeah, I do have the original on my 3DS, and it's so freaking hard. And I know that's like a big selling point to it too. Like it's kind of like the Castlevania Metroid series. Like they're just hard games. And
well, it's less about the hardness. Like it's not like Dark Souls where it's like everything's awful and I hope you die. It's more like it's very isolationisty, and so it's kind of jarring in an era where lots of sort of games hold your hand, to just be sort of dropped in this world and be like, okay, well, I hope you figure it out.
Yeah, it's like people they compare it to Alien. You know what I mean? You're just alone, and you're literally something's hunting you, and you're hunting something else. So it is cool.
Yeah, I love the Metroid games so much. I think everyone knows that. If you don't, I love the Metroid games so much. With Metroid Prime being, I go back and forth, but it might be my favorite game, like ever. That's obviously changes with my mood here and there, but I think it's safe to say that might be my favorite game. What brick would you use if you're trying to replicate like tile? Like not like Italian like nice tile, but like sort of like the shitty tile you have like on the bottom of like your laundry room floor.
Yeah, they have see, I have wood for mine. So I'm trying to but there is a block that's good for tile. You're gonna have to cycle through. It's kind of like silverstone, but I think it's like a special kind of silverstone. Unless you want to use cobblestone, but
yeah, I don't really want to use cobblestone, but I could, I guess.
There's some of like the cracked silverstone or something like that. Some of it looks okay. Chiseled stone bricks aren't the best.
I might do polished andesite. See how that looks for starters.
It should all be purple. Did you get my message about the definition of middle of the mall?
Yeah.
Because, okay, I'm sure that'll come in handy in our future conversations.
Why?
Can I tell you why I thought about this? And I was like, I better look it up because I almost said it to a human being.
Okay.
I was at Sweet Frog, which is just a frozen yogurt place, right?
Uh-huh.
And this guy, like, clearly has never been there before. Because, like, a girl was, like, telling him, like, oh, you just get this and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, all right, dude. And I kind of, like, cut in front of him because I had to come back to stream. And I was just, like, filling up my bowl. And when I fill up my bowl, dude, I'm not... It's not some, like, baby stuff when I have frozen yogurt. And he, like,
I don't know, man, because I got some good frozen yogurt plays myself, so we'll have to compare notes in a sec.
But at least you know what I'm talking about. You're committed to the cause.
Yeah.
So I'm, like, filling it up. And he's looking at me. And I don't know if it's out of disgust or, like, amazement. And I wanted to turn to him and just go, this ain't no middle of the mall shit. Which is, for those who are not woke, that's a riffraff line that he always says. But I had no idea what it meant. I had no freaking idea. So I almost just said it because it made sense, and then I had to look up the Urban Dictionary definition in the car, and I was like, oh, okay, that kind of would have made sense. Actually, it kind of would have made a lot of sense, like a lot of literal sense, which is really weird for that phrasing.
Was the sweet frog in a mall?
No.
Oh.
So, no, the literalness was that, for those of you who don't know, it's, middle of the mall is something like ordinary at best. So, like, it's cool initially, but in reality, it doesn't last very long. So, I was saying this isn't the middle of the mall stuff because I had a ton of shit on there, and it was real deal stuff. Like, I'm not running out of this anytime soon. So.
Oh, my kitten's murping. What's wrong, kitten? Yeah.
I sent you a Snapchat.
I know, I just saw. Do you think if I use... So I'm going to do something wacky here, which is I'm going to use sand because I can't make like a tan carpet. Do you think anyone will care?
You can't make a tan carpet?
No.
There's no tan... it kind of actually looks like carpet when you think about it.
Yeah, right? Okay, so then I'm going to commit to that.
Because it's kind of shaggy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm going to commit to that then. I think that's,
Sure.
I think that's a good play. The only thing that's going to happen is I have to make sure I don't make a cellar too... I got to make sure I have something underneath this. Otherwise, it's going to collapse my floor! Go away, Zoe. I got a text. Or maybe an email. Who knows? Zoe, you gotta stop. Not tonight, baby. We cuddled all weekend. Did you see the follower alert go off just now?
I did not. Did we get a follow?
There it is. Okay. Because I got an email saying Nick Gur11. Thank you for following us, Nick. No, I got an email saying we got a follower. That's what that little buzz was on my phone, and I didn't recall the alert going off, and so I was like,
oh, there it is. There it is. It's on stream.
Is something broken?
Look at that bad boy.
Anyway, hey Nick, thanks for the follow. Join all the exciting things that occur.
You can tell we get followers all the time by the rate at which we just like freak out over them.
Yeah.
What was that noise? I got an email.
Where's the alert? It's not working. And me just having that fake sense of fear right now just scared the hell out of my cat, and she just ran away. So it's a good night. Everything's going real well.
Nothing is different than what we normally do. So
that's true. Where should the carpet end?
Well, I don't know where the room is truly ending.
Basically, I mean, you'll see in a sec when you catch up, but there's like this, the room is curved, and I'm not sure where the room would end either, because basically that's going to be the divider between foyer and living room.
I actually really like the sand, I'm going to be honest with you.
It works as a fake tan carpet, right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Then I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to say that like this is the dividing line. I want to have a little bit of foyer, but I think for the most part this should all be carpet. So I don't even remember what we were talking about before anything happened. We were on Metroid, and then we got into something else.
I was talking about Sweet Frog and being in the middle of the mall.
Oh, right. Oh, so yes, I was going to talk about my Sweet Frog strategy.
Okay.
Which is, I am like you, where I commit to the toppings.
You can't just go in thinking you're going to get a small cup of vanilla yogurt.
No, you're going to go full. You're going to go full toppings when you go Sweet Frog.
You're going to raid the topping bar. Like they're going to have to get a new topping bar.
But here's what I do: is I try to before I go in there, I try to have a theme. Okay.
Okay, I'm here. I'm still here.
And so my theme dictates the toppings I get. For example, I'll say, you know what? My theme, it's going to be s'mores. And so you get only things that are chocolatey, marshmallowy, or graham crackery.
What do you do for the yogurt? What flavors?
Yeah, chocolate, or I guess vanilla could pass, I suppose. I should really... The carpet shouldn't start here. That looks stupid. Usually, you know, chocolate. I did see a marshmallow one time.
That's what I mean. Sometimes they got some combinations.
Yeah, and so like you get the yogurt that will support your theme, or you'll do like peanut butter cup, and you go hard on chocolate, peanut butter, chocolate, peanut butter. Like you go tropical fruity, and you just go fruity things nonstop. That's my play, and I think it's a good play.
See, I always just go for the favorites. For the hometown favorites. Okay. All the time. Never anything else.
Describe this.
So I always go for the same topics, or the same toppings. It's M&Ms, the little ones, the mini M&Ms.
The minis.
Caramel, well, they're chocolate turtles. They call them caramel cups. They're chocolate turtles because they literally look like turtles. Kit Kats, if they got them. A little bit of cookie dough. What else do I go to? What's my go-tos? Chocolate chips. And I think hot fudge is the standard. Those are always the standard. Sometimes I might branch out, but normally that's it. And then you just stack on them. And then you walk away with like $8 worth of ice cream or yogurt.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I like my themes because I'm stupid. So what can I say?
I appreciate you being committed to the cause.
I just feel like it makes it fun when you sort of have to mix, sort of really think about your toppings here, you know?
I think too many people overlook the vastness of the yogurt bar.
Oh, you gotta have good yogurt. Don't get me wrong. Sorry, excuse me while I look up a Minecraft circle chart.
Dude, I have no idea how to make circles in this game. I think we talked about that the last week.
That's why you got to look up a circle chart.
Like, I just can't do it. And I don't even look up. Well, I have it on the Wii U, so I'm not close to it, so.
Oh. Yeah, basically, it tells you how many things you need to make the circle work. And so right now I'm going to say, that's my circle. That's the center of my circle. Because I want this to jut out a little bit. So how wide of a circle do I want this to be? Like, what's my thing here? 1, 2, 3. I should probably just pause this and count with my mouse. Because you definitely want an odd number circle. You don't want an even number circle because that's a scrub move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. Fuck off. Okay. So that's going to be how my circle... This is going to be like the perimeter of my circle. And so now I just need to see that this is 7, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Look at that, Pat. Look at that. That is art. That circle I just circled. You're not responding to me, Pat.
I mean, I'm very happy you made a basic shape.
Yeah, but it looks so good, is my point. I think I messed up, though. I think. I did. Oh no. Did I though? Zoe. No, get down. I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Oh, it does. No, it does. Okay. I gotta shift everything over by 2. Zoe, get the hell down. No, I gotta shift everything over just by 1. So that's not the worst thing.
Is tomorrow the last episode?
Of what?
You know what? All our fans know what?
I don't think I do.
Oh my god.
The
The
last
finale! Holy shit.
Oh,
my
yes.
God.
Duh. I wasn't thinking of things that we made. That's why I was thinking
Thanks,
of...
dude.
Yes. Tomorrow is the finale of the illustrious Mario Party Let's Play.
The biggest one.
Yeah. That's tomorrow. It's the end.
I forget what happened at the end.
So much happens, dude.
Are you serious?
So
I know
much
what
happens.
Oh my god. Honestly, that one's worth watching. That one's nuts.
Yeah, because I knew the vague things that happened in the Let's Play, and I'm sitting there like, well, we gotta wait for this to happen. We gotta wait for this. I wasn't aware that all of it happens in the last episode. I think I messed this up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is 7, right? Shoot. I guess that's not the worst thing. All I'm gonna do in that case is just kill that. Go there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that looks more like a circle. Okay. Alright, yes, it's the finale of Let's Play, and actually let me give OBS back so I can actually keep monitoring things again. Now that I'm done with my circle chat. My circle chat.
Why did he say it like...
Why did I say it like what?
Like a chat?
Chat?
Like you wanna have a chat?
It's an accent.
Oh my god, did they updated Facebook again and I want to blow my brains out. I'm sorry, that's probably just like mean to say, but holy shit.
What'd they do now?
Did they just put the fucking... I'm cursing, I'm just like spouting off stuff like a certain YouTuber and streamer who you might be aware of.
Shots fired.
But like, they put the notifications in the top left, like they just changed this. And I mean like, from the time that you messaged me saying like, hey, let's get on the stream, to the time that we've been on stream. So the notification thing is in the top left. I don't see the messenger bar anymore. I don't know where that is. Like, they just changed this.
Interesting.
Oh, I know, dude. It's just, they change it so much. And it just never seems like for the better.
Yeah, I feel like they've... I guess I just don't get why they change things so often. Like, because it's all cosmetic. That's what I don't get.
And, dude, the thing that they made, so the one thing that they're not changing is the stupid stories that literally no one is using. The Facebook stories that are clearly just Snapchat ripoffs.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anyone use one?
No.
Neither have I. I mean, not saying that we're like loaded with friends on Facebook, but like no one uses those, and yet all my friends use Snapchat.
Okay,
like,
Pat, can you look up how to make it stop fucking raining in this game?
Oh, dude, we did it last time. It's like
I forget what it is, but it has been raining for the last like ever, and I don't remember the commands. Weather equals sunny. I don't remember.
All right. Here, I'm gonna hit you with 2 quick steps. All right, do you got your phone on you?
My phone? No, I don't.
Oh, you need your phone.
Okay, I have my phone.
Okay. Open up the. This is kind of weird. Just bear with me. All right. Open up the phone call thing, like the dial pad. Okay.
Okay.
Dial 9, 1, and then another 1. and then press the call button.
Dude, you can't be making you can't be making 9/11 jokes today. Come on, man.
What? It's not an 11 joke.
Dude, that's in bad.
This
That's
is
in bad.
coincidence.
That's in bad taste.
This is just a coincidence.
That's in bad taste, Pat. My God.
This is just a coincidence. Hey, listen, let's not talk about bad taste for streamers today, okay? Like, let's.
No, I'm just saying. If you're gonna turn this around on me, I'm gonna turn it back on you.
And I'm gonna deflect it to somebody else who just dropped the ball like nobody's freaking business.
Yep.
I
already found it. It's toggle downfall.
Dude, I just found it. I actually just found it. Turns out it's not dialing 911 on your phone. Who would have thought? I've been playing the game wrong for years.
Yep. Okay.
Speaking of 9/11,
Yeah.
which is a weird way to start a sentence.
No.
But, like, Smash Mouth is yet again just trying to capitalize on like disasters that are happening, and they made like an edited image saying like Smash Mouth, like their logo, like we'll never forget, like, and then people are like kind of shit talking them, and they're just responding to everyone like they knew this was gonna freaking happen.
Smash Mouth is in the news today. Yeah, that's how you stay relevant in the age of being an
Yeah,
asshole.
like especially when you just don't make any music. You're not even bad music. You don't even make any music anymore.
How tall am I trying to make this room?
I don't know. What are you trying to make it look like? Huge? Or...
It's like a big, like, if you're having like a cocktail party with all the big wigs and you're rubbing shoulders with them.
I imagine it should be, I don't know, I'm just thinking dome, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of comes off a little bit.
I think I have a decent height right now. I need to eventually figure out what I'm doing about my what texture I want my house to be, because I feel like the stucco isn't working for the dome or for the tower or whatever this is going to be called. This area.
Yeah, it's just a dome. A tower is not a dome.
I mean, I wear it's not a dome, but that's not what this is either. Kind of. It's like, this is actually really nice though. It's nice and tall. Okay. So I need to have dark hardwood floors because I feel like that's the thing to do. Dark oak wood planks, yeah. And now I'm just gonna spend the next several minutes on stream. It's raining again! Okay. So, let's talk about what we usually talk about on Monday streams when Rick and Morty Season 3 is airing.
Did you see it?
I did. What'd you think? I loved it.
Okay, I wasn't sure about it at first, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is good.
It's one of those things like, it's like I'm almost getting skeptical of the show because I feel like the show can't continue to be this good. Like,
yeah, okay, we're on the same page.
Like at some point they have to have a misstep, but they just keep not having these missteps, and it's almost messing with me because I was like, you can't be this good all the time, man. And then it just is.
The third season wasn't like a banger.
Well, it wasn't a banger, but it also wasn't bad at all.
Exactly. I mean, it's still, if that's the worst episode, you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Also, even the promos are funny every freaking time for the next episode.
Oh, I don't watch promos.
Well, it's at the end of the episode. It's like next time on Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I don't watch that.
Can I spoil it for you? It's the very like first 5 seconds of the next one.
Are you going to tell me the plot, or are you just going to tell me a joke?
The plot is the joke.
Then no, don't tell me.
Okay. But it's funny.
I'm actually gonna be able to finally watch that one while it airs because I'm gonna be on vacation, so I can.
So you're not gonna be doing anything at 11:30? It sounds like a bummer vacation, dude.
No, I mean like I can be up late because I don't have to go to work the next day.
Oh, you're coming back.
Yeah. I'm going to be on vacation for the first time in like 3 years, and I'm super excited. Except I'm not going to Florida anymore because there was a hurricane.
Where are you guys going now?
Cape Cod.
Ew, lame.
What are you talking about? Cape Cod's great.
I don't know, my friends just went there for a bachelor party.
And did they say it was lame? Did they have a bad
No.
time? I don't understand.
No, they had a lot of fun. I was invited. I just couldn't go.
Oh. Well, don't take your poor scheduling out on me.
That's not poor scheduling when your boss is coming into town.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. So yeah, we're going to Cape Cod instead of Florida because Irma don't give no shits about my schedule, apparently. So yeah. What are you working on over there? You're awful quiet.
Maybe I'm enjoying the stream. You ever think of that?
No, because we barely talked about Rick and Morty because we just said it's good, and then we started talking about promos for next week.
Is there anything else that's talking about Rick and Morty? It's good. It's like the greatest animated show on TV.
But I just want to talk about how this episode was like 8 different tropes in one.
So spoiler alert. You know the ending. They reveal that it's Evil Morty. I mean, you saw that coming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like we're all.
Well, I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming at first. I saw it coming once he survived the assassination.
I saw it coming once he was like, oh, there's something up about this Morty, and I was like, okay, clearly this is the bad Morty, and that's awesome.
See, my mind went to they're gonna since they were making fun of so many genres, I was sort of assuming they were going to go with making fun of dying a martyr and being like, oh, he's a hero and he'll live on in all of us. I thought they were going to be making fun of that. And then once he didn't die, I was like, okay, well then they're clearly not parodying that. So, it must be Evil Morty.
Which, I mean, now I watched an interview with Justin Roiland and stuff, and now that they've created a brand new antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool. I keep, again, like we said, you don't know how the show is going to continue to be at this pinnacle, and now they literally just created an entire storyline with a really creative episode.
Yeah.
So I was pretty in love with it, and I thought it was the lines. I mean, you always have to watch it 2 or 3 times to appreciate every single line in it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think the Vindicators one was as funny, and then I watched it again, and I was like, "Damn, that's funny." But I'm trying to even when the cop Morty is interrogating the 2 spray painting Mortys, and he has the gun in his mouth, and he's like, "You want to see how I paint a wall?" It's just hilarious one-liners mixed with ridiculousness, and the whole thing is just really creative. That it's Stand By Me. I forget what cop show they were truly parodying. Weren't they parodying a cop show?
It could have been several.
I was trying to think of which one. I was like, what specific one?
It's very The Wire-y, I assume. I've never seen The Wire.
And we talked about The Wire last stream. How weird is that? The last Minecraft stream.
Did we really?
Yeah, we did. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. So weird I didn't believe you just now. I want to build a nice circular friggin' carpet in this room. And I still have my circle chart up. Beautiful. Oh, no, I didn't. Minecraft circle charts. Although I feel like I can't do this. Oh, no, I can. Ooh, beautiful. Oh, shoot. Open. This is going to be a really weird question, but do you have any, browser enhancements?
As in, ways to make your browsing experience better?
Yeah.
Ad blocker.
Okay, well, thanks.
Do you not have ad blocker?
I have ad blocker, but I have most sites that I go to frequently whitelisted. YouTube is whitelisted. Twitch is whitelisted. AV Club is whitelisted because, you know, I like to not starve people of money.
Yeah, I go on just like I go on like Facebook and stuff. I don't really go on a lot of ones like that. Let me check it out.
The reason I ask is because I have this thing that's convenient like 6% of the time, or sorry, 60% of the time, and is inconvenient 40% of the time, and so it's really obnoxious that it's on the verge of being annoying, but it's more convenient than it is annoying, which is if you hover over an image, it makes the image larger. Like, it basically shows it in full resolution, so if you see just like a thumbnail, it makes it bigger. Problem with that is anytime an image is a link, the displayed thumbnail is not clickable. So like you can't click because you're like, get out of the way. So yeah, that's my gripe for the day.
Yeah, I don't really have any that are like really good. Like I think anything that you're gonna try to download is just gonna be annoying, to be honest. Blowing up a bit on Twitter.
Does this look stupid having this red carpet lead into the library? Especially considering the red carpet isn't going to go anywhere else.
Is it tacky a bit?
Yeah.
Do you want to be tacky?
No.
Maybe because it's red. Red carpets, dude. No one has red carpets anymore, you know?
Well, because it wasn't... I mean, admittedly, I'm going more for maroon. Like a maroon circular carpet.
So why'd you use red?
Because there's no maroon wool, and this is a circle.
Is it?
Yes. I mean, as much of a circle as you can make with blocks.
Sounds like excuses, man. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, all I'm saying is I need glass.
Yeah, we're blowing up a little bit on the Twitters.
I can see that.
If you join us from Twitter, write that in the chat because...
Son of a bitch.
I'm all about Twitter. I have my Twitter profile. I'm in the game now.
That's true.
Did you see? This was an interesting thing about the It movie.
Oh yes, I saw the It movie.
Did you see what I sent? I tweeted it about Stephen King talking about the controversial orgy scene in the book.
Yes.
Did you not think that was hilarious? Like his reasoning, and then like the comment that I shared on Reddit that was just like explaining in detail why that's not weird, that people are confused at that scene.
Yeah. No, it's funny.
I find that hilarious that he's like still trying to defend it after years. And people are like, "You're just weird, dude. Stop."
Yeah, I haven't read the book. I know people who have read the book, and they say it's weird in the book. Obviously.
It's pages.
And very detailed.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I just love that reasoning. Like if it was a book about orgies, then the clown would be the weird part. But this is really the opposite. What is this little room?
With the red carpet that I just made? That is basically the control room for the home theater. So this is where there's going to be a library of movies, projector controls, sound system controls, stuff like that. It all controls the home theater.
So why wouldn't this be in the back of the home theater? Because how would you be able to hear it all?
It is in the back of the home theater. The home theater is right there.
Would you have a window?
No, because I mean, the projector is going to be like right here, and so it's not like It's just shut up. It's fine.
Okay, okay.
Hold on. I got 6 Snapchats. I gotta answer to.
Have you? Okay, because I want to talk about Black Mirror.
Hold on. I want to look at my girlfriend's hat. She's trying on hats. She's sending me hat pictures, and I have to determine which hat I like the most. So far, I like the second one. You're allowed to talk. You don't have to sit here and wait for me to
Well,
finish.
I wanted to complain about Black Mirror.
Oh, okay.
Because I am curious to what you think of this. My points that I wanted to make about one particular episode. Because my friend showed me Black Mirror, and he's like, "Dude, I think you should check this show out." And I saw literally just one episode. They're all different.
Yes.
And I had very strong opinions about one episode that's probably going to stop me from watching it.
I've watched the first 3.
Yes, you saw the third. The third is where I freak out. And I want to know if you at least understand where I'm coming from.
See, I loved the 3rd episode because it was so interesting to me.
You thought that was interesting. Okay, so I thought it was interesting in a negative way. And we'll talk about it. Finish your little Snapchat game.
I already finished.
I'm gonna bitch.
Okay.
To be honest, I saw the ending coming in terms of like, I literally called it out. Spoiler alert: when he's in the bathroom, I'm like, oh, he's gonna cut out his thing. He's gonna pull it right out. And then I thought he was gonna go blind because the girl says it in the beginning. And my friend was watching. He's like, damn, you should write for the show. I was like, yeah, because it's just like. That's what you would expect, and it doesn't happen, so that was a bit of a letdown at the end.
Okay.
My issue is the technology. The people don't act like this technology exists.
What do you mean?
Does that make any sense? Okay, so...
Not quite. I don't think I know what you mean.
Okay, so I'll try to explain it decently well. In the show, she's, like, lying a lot, like... You know how she's just like, no.
I know what you mean.
Like, this, like, I was, like, pausing it and explaining to my friend. I was like, you know that you can get away with very, very little. You would never lie. Society would have adapted so differently to the way we have, like, the way we speak. Because, like, you know how even in the beginning, the guy's like, oh, we'd be happy if we're in touch. And he's like, oh, he said, I'm like, yeah, he would never say that because he knows he'd be giving away a cue. Like, they didn't. No one's acting like this technology is real.
I see what you're saying.
So that's why I was like, this drama is stupid. Because you're all stupid then. Because you're all acting like this technology doesn't exist. Which is kind of a fair argument, I think. My next one is not. And it's very silly.
Okay.
It's so stupid, but I'm very passionate about it. Society, the society that we know right now, because I'm assuming it's the future of the society that we have. I think that's fair to assume.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would never allow this to exist.
I disagree.
Okay.
That's where I really disagree with you.
As a man who enjoys film, media, DVDs, pornography, any books, tests, anything doesn't exist anymore. You would never need to buy a DVD ever again. You go see a movie, you go replay it a million times. You would never be able to have a normal relationship because you can watch pornography at any time you want. You wouldn't be able to take tests because you would just remember when your book was. You would never be able to do so much, like, so much of society changes in the most minute differences that would, like, just TV shows no longer exist. And that's why, like, they only have TVs that only show their redos. That's stupid, because not everyone does exciting things all the time that they would need to remember all of these things. Like, me and you don't have, like, I would much rather watch Mad Max than, like, a redo of me going to a carnival. Dumb.
Um, so I think I partially agree with you and partially disagree with you.
It's a really dumb point that I'm making that I feel, though, is very fair. That if you were to think about it, like my friend was like, I bet every time that writer goes into a bar, there's always one guy who's like, what about the DVDs? Like, that really threw me off. Like, I guess the whole idea of it, I didn't believe it via the acting and via the world that they painted. And I was like, that's dumb. I hate you. Also, I was pretty drunk when I was watching.
Shocker.
What is that supposed to mean?
So here's where I will disagree with you. A tad.
That's a shocker.
What? I would disagree with you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No shit. That's what we do. Hold on. Let me just reply to my text or my snap. Shoot. Wrong button. I get the feeling, I mean, I feel like we're kind of already inching towards that technology existing already. I mean, Pat, don't you own something that rhymes with schnapp, schmecknickels?
Right, eat dick. Those are not the same.
Oh, they're not the same, but they're kind of close.
In the sense that they record things that are wearable.
Yeah, wearable filming things. That's people want that. I want that.
Yeah, I'm just saying though that like I believe that there's such a tight-knit grasp by large companies on how certain technology is allowed to be advanced, that a lot of very big industries like the film industry, the media industry, and just schools, education in general, would be against this technology so much that like leaders around the world would be like, yeah, we can't have this, at least in this capacity, exist.
Sure. But
The aerial shot's looking good.
thank you. You know, I want to agree with you, but at the same time, I think that what would happen instead is that they'd realize that there's a huge demand for this stuff. You know, we want to be able to film and wear, even if it's through this little tiny rice-sized module in your head. I get the feeling that the government they'd allow it. They'd probably regulate it. Like,
yeah,
you can't do it till you're 18 and stuff like that.
That was my other argument too, and this is a little R-rated. Like, and I said to my buddy, I was like, so you can just, because he was on showing it to me, and I was like, if you're just whacking it, you just have a video of that, and you could just pop that on the screen at a party.
See, I think there's got to be a if that technology were to exist, I assume there would be a. See, here's what I think there would be an on and off mode, which would solve two things. It would solve your gripe about the thing.
Tests or movies?
Yeah, about people wouldn't lie, because if they could shoot, how am I gonna do this? If people could, I guess, erase.
Because people can't.
If people could erase and or choose what they record and what they don't record, I think that would clear up a lot of the issues.
But no, here's the other argument though, that like me and my girlfriend got in like a mini argument the other day, and we were saying like, I didn't say that, and I was like, yeah, you did. And I was like, if I had this technology, I would know she said that to me, and I could prove it, and it would change shit. because in the movie, and I'm only going off the show. That's all we can truly go off of.
Yeah.
And in the show, this girl is caught in the lie. Like, he is watching it. And I think the real problem was that he was right. He shouldn't have been right. If he wasn't right.
I agree. That was my one gripe about the episode, was that that episode justifies paranoia.
And that's the problem. Because I was like, okay, it's kind of like the Twilight Zone, where he should lose everything because, and that's where you start deciding, like, is this technology worth it? Is that right? Because this man drove himself insane. He was right, which makes he's the hero.
But I think I think that's almost he's right, but it's one of those issues where it's like being right comes at the cost of your own happiness, basically.
But in his defense, though, and this comes to a point of, it's like, you as a person, what you value. He was living with an adulterous person that, like, he technically made out great. Because, like, yeah, he's, like, all bummed. But, like, you're going to find someone new, dude. Like, you're a young guy. You got money. Like, I didn't feel for him at all. And I think that was poorly executed, because there was a chance to make it lasting, and they failed.
Uh-huh.
And that's another reason why I wasn't like, whoa. Like, it's staying with me because I didn't like it, not because I was like, nice. Like, not like Mad Max, like, whoa, that's sick, dude.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that bothered me, that, like, because you said, okay, they can delete things. The one girl who has it removed, which is stupid, because they don't do anything with that. Because she says during it, like, yeah, like, it worked out really well. Like, I have a scar, but, like, I didn't lose my eyesight or anything like that. He should have lost his eyesight. Because that's where was it worth it?
Uh-huh.
That's where it would have made sense. That's where, is it worth it? You lost things because you couldn't handle it, and you did all this stuff. That's where your cool stuff comes into play. So that whole conversation is stupid. That whole character is stupid, other than the fact that you can remove this. Dumb. Write it again. Number 2.
Number 2 I thought was kind of boring.
I didn't see number 2. I'm sorry. I was bitching about more dumb reasons.
Yeah. You should watch the pilot.
See, dude, I don't know. I just shit on it, like, ridiculously. I don't know if I should be watching any more of it. I feel like
the first one is less of a moral dilemma and more of just like that. The first one is far more Twilight Zone-y, but way more R-rated.
Is that, see, when you say R-rated, what do you mean?
I mean, they wouldn't have been able to air that in the 50s.
I don't know what was allowed in the 50s. Wasn't, like, smoking in planes allowed in the 50s? Like,
yes, but they also Lucy and her husband were not allowed to share a bed in the 50s on TV.
I mean, so is there sex?
No, I'm just saying that in the 50s you could not even mention sex.
So they mentioned sex?
Yes.
You know, there's a whole industry about that, right?
I do. What I'm saying is,
where's your selling point?
It's really, really crazy, because it's one of those what should a world leader do in order to
hey.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend was telling me about it. Yeah, see, dude, I thought that was dumb too, that concept. I didn't see it, so to be fair, I can't really shit on it like that. Well,
no, the kicker, I mean, it's a goofy sort of like almost like like shock horror kind of premise. The thing that makes it great is the ending of the episode, because the ending of the episode puts all of it into perspective.
Can you spoil it? Because I don't want to see it.
Okay.
Spoilers
for the first episode of Black Mirror. The episode, basically, the guy kidnaps the king's daughter, or the president's daughter, whoever, the prime minister's daughter, and he says, I will give her back I will give her back if you have sex with a pig on live camera. It has to be you, and then he gives a whole bunch of technical specifications.
Can I know the technical specifications? Because that could change my...
Yes, he said you need to have... The resolution on the camera needs to be X. The camera needs to be moving 360 degrees. so that it's clearly not a shop. Like I need to be able to see that see your face basically from different angles, consistently moving. And then he said, hold on, let me just make sure I can go down these stairs here. Land, stop it. Stop. Fuck. Okay. Camera needs to be moving. And you need to a couple different things. I don't remember all of them because I watched it like 6 months ago, but basically he tried to make a Photoshop proof. You can just watch the episode if you want to know specifications.
No, because this is way more interesting.
But then what happened, the very basic is that all the people of England were like kind of feeling bad for the president. And basically they said it's going to be on TV. You know, we kind of urge you not to watch it because then you're just sort of helping the terrorist win or whatever. Like, come on, guys. You know, this is a really hard time. Just, you know, let's all be mature about this. And then the terrorist guy finally lets the girl go because the president does fuck the pig. Okay. He does fuck the pig, and they do let him go. The kicker is that he lets him go about an hour. He lets the girl go an hour before the pig fucking starts. But no one finds the girl until after because everyone's at home watching the pig fucking. And so it's sort of like people don't care about like what the president was going through because they wanted to see it for their own thing. And he was able to prove that by the pure fact that no one actually cared and everyone stayed home to watch the pig fucking instead of and so no one actually saw that the girl was released beforehand.
That's dumb.
Fine. I guess it's not for you.
The reason why I'm saying it's dumb, and this was my problem, and because there's another episode, spoiler alert for I think 3rd season, episode 7. Can I share it with you or no?
How
about the premise?
I'm gonna go answer my snaps and make a cup of tea, so I'll let you share it with the stream.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave right now.
Okay. So the premise of this episode is that there is a boy who gets hacked. I guess like online, and what this character does is gets connected or gets contacted by these hackers. They're like cyber terrorists, and they say, okay, well, we're going to release this secret info that you don't want be known unless you basically do everything that we say. So what they do is they have him do all these crazy things, and he ends up meeting this guy who this same group is doing the same thing to them, and they say, now you got to fight to the death. And the kid ends up winning, and this is the spoiler part. And so the kid kills the guy. The guy was like, he cheated on his wife, and he had like kids and stuff, so he was trying to be like, oh no, don't tell me, like don't tell anyone that I was cheating on my wife. So he had to fight the kid. The kid, turns out, was looking at child pornography. And so you're kind of in this dilemma of like, who is right, who is wrong. And the reason why I think that's bullshit is not because I'm supporting child pornography by any means, but it's because the philosophy of like blaming the victim. So like, yes, this person is a bad person. This person's going against social norms, and like it is a criminal. Like it would go to jail the second this was exposed, because he kills the guy, and then they still share the information anyway. Which, I mean, the police tell you if there's ever any ransomware, which is what this is, the police tell you not to do what they say because you have no guarantee this is going to happen. This happens. But like the other thing is that though he is a bad person, he's still a victim in this situation, and it doesn't make the people right. It just means that you still feel bad for this person who, though is a bad person, is still going through this problematic thing. And I think it's just tricking you into feeling bad for somebody who is still technically a bad person. I shouldn't say technically, is a bad person, is doing something wrong, is doing something illegal. And they're tricking you to defend them and then say, oh no, well, I guess it's okay, I don't know. It's not okay what those people did. Those people did a crime to make someone kill somebody, which is bad. So those people are the villains of the story. And I think that's bullshit from a psychology point of view, that you are tricked into blaming the victim. and having this confusion, like who is right, who is right. In this story painted, the terrorists are wrong. Though the main character is a bad person, he is the victim in this. And I probably said that like 6 times, but like that's why I don't think that that's very creative, because it's just a trick. So my gripe is more that I don't find it very creative. I don't find it very mind-blowing. I just feel like you try to pull some kind of like move, and it's just, if you look at the psychology of it, it's like, well, I mean, they're still villains. Like, that sucks. Maybe you don't feel as bad because you're happy that you're happy that like a sex offender is going to get put behind bars and stuff like that, which is positive. But also, like, the terrorists aren't these heroes, and especially the guy who gets killed, like that's also a villain, or that's also a victim.
I'm back.
I bitched pretty hard. It's just basically the way I sum it up is like, it's a psychology trick to make it seem like you're rooting for somebody, and then you're like, oh no, they're bad, therefore we shouldn't like you. It's like, no, the whole premise of it is that like this whole thing was bad. Even though this person is a shitty person, they still kind of are a victim to this problem. If that makes any sense. Probably doesn't, because you didn't hear it, but
no, but I know you, and I know the things you do and don't like, so I can actually kind of make a guess at why you don't like it. Yeah,
it's just, you know what I did in my psychology class? I heard the story, and maybe this won't spoil anything, but I'm going to pose it to you because I assume.
Well, I'm just asking, is it almost like the, or you're talking about Black Mirror, right?
Yeah.
Is Black Mirror in your mind almost the TV show equivalent of Undertale?
I don't know how to fully,
because I know you just don't like being tricked into something and making it act as if it.
The difference, I guess let me just think about that, because that's interesting. For the record, the Black Mirror episode is way heavier than the Undertale thing in terms of like social problems. You're tricked into believing that this character you should feel bad for him because he's the victim of what you're seeing. Then there's a twist that reveals that maybe he's not. Well, it's not maybe. I keep like trying to defend him, and I shouldn't. He is a bad person, but you wouldn't know that. There's no way you would know that information until the very end. But then you're still kind of left to try to be like, oh yeah, I should be okay with this. No, because by this psychology example I'm going to tell you, it doesn't make this character is still very much the victim.
Even if he's a bad guy.
Yeah, he is a bad guy, but that's not necessarily relevant to the situation that's painted, which makes it all bullshit. You
Why?
Just threw a twist in there. Okay, so I'm going to explain this psychology thing. Okay. So I learned this in like first year psychology, so I know there's already a stigma, but it always kind of stuck with me. So I want to hear what you think of this.
Okay.
A woman's cheating on her husband.
Okay.
So what she does late at night, she leaves her husband, she goes on a ferry, and she talks to the ferryman, and
she goes to the cheating side of town.
Yeah, she takes the ferry over to the other place, to the other side of town or whatever. Then the boatman drops her off. She pays like $10 to get over there, and then she walks, a couple blocks, and goes to this woman's house. So she's sleeping with a woman, and then they do their thing, and then she goes home. So I don't know if she gets kicked out. I don't remember the exact thing, but she is not going to stay there, right? So she goes home, and as she's leaving, or she doesn't go home. She goes to the ferry because she's going to go home. And the boatman says, okay, $10. And she goes, oh no, I left my wallet back at home, or back at the woman's house. I don't have money. Can you let me go? And he says, no, you got to pay the money.
Got to pay the troll toll.
Yeah. So she can't pay the troll toll, and she walks back to go to get her wallet.
Okay.
Go, you can keep quoting Sonny by all means.
No, that's two different, very different things I've quoted in the last minute. I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll tonight.
So yeah, so she's going back to the woman's house to get her wallet back, and then on her way back, she gets stopped by a mugger, and the mugger says, "Give me your money," and she says, "No, I'm not giving you I don't have any money. I can't give you anything." And he doesn't believe her, and he stabs her and kills her. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it that woman died?
It's not the woman's fault.
Which woman? The main character or the?
It's not the cheating woman's fault.
That's the woman who was stabbed, right?
Yeah, it's not her fault.
Okay, whose fault is it?
The stabber.
Yes. Do you understand why though? Like, so when that was posed to
but it's trying to make you be like, well, if she hadn't been cheating, she wouldn't have gotten stabbed.
Right.
It's trying to pull like a universal karma kind of deal.
Or like even, well, the boatman should have let her go. It was in a dangerous place. Or like maybe the husband, maybe he should. Why is she cheating on him? Maybe he's a mean guy. Maybe he beats her. Maybe he cheats on her. Or maybe the lesbian like should have let her stay there. Like, why is that a problem? And the whole freaking point is no. You can't blame the victim. You can't blame people who didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter how bad this woman is. She was stabbed.
Yeah.
She was the victim of a murder. So, like, you shouldn't... Like, in the Black Mirror, they trick you into being like, was right? We got you.
But,
it's like, no,
see,
you still feel bad.
I think you're... I don't want to say you're projecting, but I don't know if it's that nefarious.
I'm being way more of a prick than I think more people are. Like, I'm definitely reading into it way too much.
I get the feeling it's more like they're just... they're being like, man... Do you believe in karma? Like, yeah, she's the victim, but like, wouldn't it be fucked up if that happened? Like, it's just sort of posing like a kind of question, and I don't think it's as nefarious as you're saying, only because I don't think they care enough about trying to prove a point. I think they're just sort of being dark.
Yeah, and I guess when you pose situations like that to me, I'm a little bit more like, I read into things, and that's fun to me. Like, it's fun to read into them and like really have a conversation about them. So like, if that was their point, bravo, because it certainly made me think about it. But just like certain things that don't add up, and I get it. I'm reading way too far into it. I'm missing the point of these things.
See, but I don't want to say that I agree that you're missing the point. I guess my whole thing is like, even if you are frustrated by it, it's nice. I like that because at least we have something to talk about, as opposed to like some bullshit like let's just say like, I'm glad we have it because it still spurs a conversation even if you don't agree with it. Because, you know, let's just take for example. Let's just say there was a show about a young character. Maybe his name is Sheldon. I don't know. I like the fact that Black Mirror is at least taking storytelling risks, even if they risk pissing you off. Like, I know that's vague and confusing what I just said.
No.
Like,
I know what you're saying. Like, right? Like, you could say, okay, well, Pat really doesn't like that show, but he's talking about it a lot.
But like, no, I'm not saying you're talking about it still. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like maybe it's something is a misfire, maybe this, but like, hey, I'm glad they're taking risks in storytelling as opposed to just being milquetoast.
Yeah. Again, when you say that word, I still think about actual milk on toast.
Gross.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, I think the problem with it too is that I think of the Twilight Zone too a lot with it.
And the Twilight Zone is too good.
And that's the problem. I'm like, okay, well, I've actually gotten good shit when I watch the Twilight Zone. I've now know 3 stories, and I'm like, that's dumb. Where I've watched, like, even the William Shatner episode, which isn't even that good. The William Shatner with the gremlin on the wing.
Oh, but it's William Shatner.
And right, it's not even, like, that good of an episode. But it's still, like, way more entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Probably because it was like the first of its kind. It's William Shatner, and
anything with William Shatner is hilarious by default.
Dude, he was like trying to call out Spock the other day or something like that. Or there was something that came out about him that was like he was just being a total dick, like always.
Yeah.
But yes, so those are my frustrations, and I believe that it's silly that I'm so kind of frustrated with it and stuff like that. But I think that if you really analyze it, it's not as good of a show as people kind of make it seem.
Okay.
That's what I would argue.
And you're free to argue that, and I don't necessarily disagree with you entirely.
Yeah, I was trying to like explain it to my friend, and I was like, I was really pushing the no DVDs thing, and I was like, "Do you at least understand?" He's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
I think that's a very specific complaint, especially because I don't necessarily agree that there would be no DVDs. I wouldn't be surprised.
Why would you need to buy a DVD, Alex? Why am I buying a DVD when I can watch it in my head?
How do you know it's not polarized? So that way it won't render on your little memory cube.
So you're just going to invent something in this situation that we don't know exists.
Well, they invented technology. I can't invent counter technology to.
It's not in the show, Alex. How can we go off that? What if dragons just show up in the?
How do you know it's not in the show? When did they say it's not in the show?
And when did they say it is in the show?
They didn't. But you can't just say, well, I didn't see it in the show, so it's not real. Well, you'd also, unless you see something that says it's not in the show, you can't specifically say that it's fake.
All right, Alex, I'm going to take you back to our old argument that we had in the car on the way home from Buffalo. We were talking about why the ending of the Man of Steel is bad versus good. And spoiler alert for Man versus Steel. I told you
Man versus Steel.
Man of Steel. Did I say Man versus Steel?
Yes.
I'm very excited. So what I told you was Christopher Nolan offered insight on why he thinks it's a really good ending. And when I heard it, I was like, wow, that is actually really cool. And he explains that because, and this is spoilers, it's Superman doesn't kill because he killed the last of his kind. Therefore, it's a very emotional thing for me. And your argument was very, very strong. And you said, well, where is that in the movie? And I said, it's not. And you said, therefore, that doesn't make it good. So I'm just turning that back on you because it's not there, so you can't just pull it out of thin air.
But you're pulling it out of thin air. You're saying people can steal DVDs. And I'm saying we don't know that they would steal DVDs or mentally record them as, you know.
The technology is there, though, that it's easily done because they don't choose what they record. They just record everything.
And I'm saying, I think that if this was... How is it raining all the time?
Dude, even when you were gone, it rained the entire time, too.
The Man of Steel is different because the Superman killing and or not killing is a point to his character. It's relevant to the decisions he makes as your main protagonist. This is a side issue of the show that you're trying to project your own issues upon. So it's not fair that the show is trying to tell a story about a man, his wife, and her lover, and so they're not going to waste time, to say, well, let's talk about DVD technology because that's what you're all really wondering.
Dude, okay, I'm telling you this right now. If me and you are ever at a place where the Black Mirror writer of that show is, you need to get me out of the building. Because I will purposely get drunk and go off. You know he's going to be like, this again. Dude, for the record, I totally know I'm being ridiculous.
Yes, I mean, Superman not killing is a big part of the character. DVDs not being recorded. It's a little bit of a back burner issue for the story.
It's DVD. So, okay, we have Superman killing and DVD.
Yeah, come. Let's weigh our options here.
But I think my main point though is that I don't believe in the society that's being portrayed,
and that's
really the argument.
That's a better argument.
It isn't. I'm just getting into details, and that happens to be my favorite detail. I'm very heated about that. I'm gonna send my friend this stream because I was so pissed, and he was just laughing at me the whole time. Needless to say, I'm not watching the show. I can watch Rick and Morty and get quality TV, and now there's bullshit.
I'm not even really gonna argue with you.
You know what's stupid? When they're making love, and then they're just like watching themselves. Like, this is dumb. You should be watching somebody else, because you could just make love with one another. Like, this is stupid. It would drive the point more if they envisioned other people.
If they're married, yeah, I guess so.
Dude, that's what it was. That they've been married. And
I didn't remember every single instance of what we saw that was recorded and what we did.
Yeah,
to be honest, I don't recall ever seeing which couples boned and which couples didn't, and who recorded who and what.
For the record, we should write an episode
Of Black Mirror?
Yeah, because we're gonna do a good job and not that horse shit.
There's a bat in here. I can hear it tweeting.
Dude, I seriously thought you meant in your house and was freaked out, like in your real house.
No. Bam! Oh wait, he's still alive. There was a bat in my grandmother's house, and she killed it by covering it with a blanket and hitting it with a hammer.
Oh Jesus! Usually you just cover the blanket and throw it outside.
Nah, my aunt's metal, or my grandmother's metal.
Jesus Christ!
It was like a big family talking point for a while. The fact that Nana killed a bat with a hammer under a dishcloth.
Was it dishcloth? Dishcloths are not that big.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't quite remember, but
I'm very detail oriented.
Yeah, you're really on these details tonight.
Who should I just like tweet hate at the writer of that episode every day of my life?
No, you shouldn't.
Are you sure? Because I feel like...
I mean, you can. I'm not telling you can't.
Who wrote that episode? And I'm just going to keep like sending them just like vague messages, or her, I don't know who it is. Vague messages about DVDs. Maybe I'll send them pictures of DVDs that I think are really good. Like movies that are really good, even if they're on DVD. And they're going to be like... I'm just going to like send them that. Like, this wouldn't exist if your stupid society existed.
Okay. I don't want to say I support your decision, but you do what you got to do. Has Nick watched Black Mirror? I feel like he has.
He watched Westworld. That's where a lot of the... That was a weird show that he watched. I never saw Westworld. But I know he quoted that a lot. It definitely sounded weird.
Nick is from our Let's Play on YouTube, if you're wondering why we just brought him up. I know he watched Westworld because he kept quoting it in the Let's Play that I just plugged.
You're a growing boy. So I don't know. I feel like he's never talked about Black Mirror. But he's talked about Westworld. So I assume Westworld's the weird show that he watches. All right, Jesse Armstrong.
He wrote the episode?
He's a comedy writer. Wait, is Jesse a man or a woman? He. Okay, yes, it's he. He's a British comedy writer. That's who he... And he wrote that. That's why it sucked ass. Some big joke to you? DVD's a joke? Are you bad that no one ever put your stupid comedy stuff on DVD? So you got a bitch?
I'm sure that's exactly what happened.
He only wrote one episode of Black Mirror. So that tells you how amazing that episode was. The bum. Oh, dang. I forgot about this. Robert Downey Jr. is making that episode a film. The literally the one that we were talking about.
Damn. Good for him.
Should I let him know not to?
Don't tell him not to. Just tell him he has to address the DVD issue. The elephant in the room.
It opens in a DVD store. It is like,
And
man,
then at the back of the box says polarized.
yeah, they gotta be
Eye
polarized.
cameras won't record this, and then you'll be fine.
Nerdy gives it a 10 out of 10 stars, even though we don't rate things with numbers or stars.
Yep, exactly.
DVD's addressed 10 out of 10.
This was a big issue for us, and we're glad we finally got some closure here.
DVD gate.
You know, I hate when I don't make rooms odd numbered. I do it literally all the time, and I don't know why I never learn my lesson.
Did anything else happen that was interesting, like movie-wise and stuff?
I saw it. I didn't really talk about it because we got distracted by whatever else we were talking about. If you'd like me to talk about it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. I'm going to see it hopefully soon.
Okay. Let me know when you see it because I want to know if you thought it was scary.
I'm going to think it's scary. I'm telling you that right now. I'm scared of everything.
I guess. I don't know why I said that. Like, I doubt like you're lying to me about this.
You seemed frustrated with my response.
Yeah, I acknowledge that, which makes no sense.
Does it mean that is it wrong that I'm scared of a lot of things? Like, I think it's fair.
I don't know. I guess I get frustrated with horror movies and like what qualifies as scary.
Well, for this one, the Tim Curry one, I really am not that afraid of, to be honest.
Yeah. And
this one,
that's
the technology is just
that's
so...
the correct thing to feel when watching the Tim Curry one.
Yeah, like I mean, it's still a horror movie, so like you would think though that it's scary. But like my friend saw it, and like I saw it recently, like, maybe a year ago, and my friend saw it in like middle school, and he's like, "Yo, I was so scared when I watched it." So like,
yeah, it hasn't aged well. I think people just like it because they grew up on it as a horror movie, but then when they think about it, it's really like not that scary of a thing.
Yeah, like when I watch it, like you said, it hasn't aged well, so I'm able to watch it and just kind of take it for what it is. Where that's why I feel like with this one, I'm going to be terrified. It's going to be scary because he's a scary master. I'm more so in the trailers that I've seen. They make good use of water effects and stuff like that, and it just kind of makes it more creepy looking.
Make the creature wet. Classic technique.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, that looks freaking crazy. Scary. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know what truly is scary to me when it comes to movies. I really don't like gore porn movies.
Uh-huh. Neither do I.
I don't think that makes me scared of it. It's just, it's gross, and it just kind of sticks in your head, and it like, I don't know. I don't like that crap. I don't know. I guess what movie have I truly been like afraid of that I've watched? Like, oh man, I'm scared of that. Like, and I don't mean like scared of like, oh, there's a bunch of stupid jump scares, which I think are an insult.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to think of like what movie I was like, whoa, that was like genuinely terrifying.
I mean, for me, I'm not afraid of Supernatural. The minute it gets like Supernatural, I'm just like, yeah, no, it's not real. And I'm like you. I don't like gore porn. I do like a good like well done, but like I don't want to say tasteful, but like not over the top gore effect is okay. Like it's like if you're like how'd they do that kind of deal. You know, but if you use like gallons of fake blood, it becomes comedy for me.
Yeah, well, okay, like Rick and the Vindicators episode where he kills the guy.
Well,
like,
I'm talking live action because.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like something like that, like just the obscene amount of violence and like blood and gore is more like comedic and over the top. I find things. I feel like it's better when you. So Mad Max is another good example. You know what happens, but it's not over the top. Like, you know someone dies, and if you stop and think about it, it's a pretty horrific way that that person died.
Uh-huh.
But it's not. I don't know. You're not ready to throw up because of it. You know.
Yeah.
Look at how symmetrical your glowstone is.
Yeah, I'm trying to space this out. I don't want to say professionally, but I'm trying to space this out well. And I just remembered I want a balcony here. So I'm deleting all this.
But yeah, I don't know what like mainstream horror movies are cool. I mean, Get Out, I read the Wikipedia for it and I thought it was good.
Oh, Get Out's a great movie, not scary at all. Not
And that's
even
what I mean, that's not a
little
scary movie.
But I think people get hung up on the idea that horror movies have to be scary.
Well, what's the definition of horror?
That it can just be, like, have imagery of something horrible or macabre or whatever. Like,
well, I'm just gonna read. I'm a big fan of read it by the definition. The definition in the dictionary of horror is number one, an intense feeling of fear, shock, or disgust, and then the informal definition is a bad or mischievous person, especially a child. That's the informal way. So it is saying an intense feeling of fear, shock, or disgust. So that's why when you consider something horror, like to me, thriller isn't as much horror. More of like you can almost argue that Dunkirk is a thriller by what I think of a definition of a thriller.
Okay, but you mentioned so it's actually funny you mentioned the word thriller. Okay, because do you consider the music video for the song Thriller to be horror? I mean, obviously it's disco and it's dance and everything, but there are wolves and monsters and zombies. Do you consider that horror, even though it's not scary, even though it's a wacky dance song?
I consider that like they took horror elements and put it in a fun thing. Like it's not really. When you say you want to see a horror movie, I'm assuming to be scared. If you're saying thriller has horror elements in it, I'd be like, oh, that makes sense because there's like or zombies and wolves and shit.
But then when does something stop being a horror movie and just being a drama but with horror elements in it?
See, I don't know the generic quips of horror movies. Like, I know jump scares are a bad example.
Because the reason I say this is because I watched a movie that was really good last weekend called The Devil's Candy. And it's just about some guy who moves into a house that's possessed by the devil or demon or something, I don't know. And it starts, he's an artist, he's a painter, and it starts to influence his painting. And it's considered a horror movie, but it's not scary, and it's not meant to be like scary. It's just meant to be like sort of artistically dark and whatever. So my question is, why would that not count as horror? Just because I'm not scared doesn't mean it doesn't have like this sort of dark, horrifying imagery to it. You know?
I'm reading the plot on Wikipedia because that's what I do for horror movies. Let me just see what this movie's considered.
It's considered horror.
It is. There it is. This is an American horror film written by Sean Byrne. So it wasn't scary in terms of like the undertones of scariness. Like, I feel like when someone says what's scary, they think of like specific things that, though you might not be scared of them, they still hit the idea of something scary. So, for instance, like a murderer or a ghost or a werewolf.
Yeah, that's what this movie had a lot of. It had a lot of just like sort of lots of, I don't want to say Satanism per se, but it had like, you know, it was this very clear sort of like influenced by, because the main character is influenced by Satan, and so it had like a lot of demonicness to it that was very dark and creepy and whatnot. And in my mind, I considered it a horror movie, even though it wasn't scary and I was not scared. But I thought it was a really good movie, even though I wasn't scared, because I don't think it was trying to scare me. I think it was just trying to be visually interesting. I mean, it was really metal. Like, the movie was trying to be metal. But
That's how it opens up with like a guitar playing in front of a crucifix.
yeah, it's really like, and it's really awesome. But that's besides the point.
So I just googled best horror movies, and like, okay, for some of them I got like Halloween, The Exorcist, Nightmare on Elm Street, the '84 version,
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
And then like some of the newer ones, Babadook, It Follows, The Conjuring, The Witch.
The Witch.
But like, see, like Jaws is on here,
Yeah.
and Get Out's on here.
Yeah.
And like Jaws doesn't technically have any horror element. It's a shark. Sharks actually aren't scary.
But it's a monster.
Is it a monster or just a big shark?
It's a big shark, but it's treated like a monster.
But what I'm saying though is, like, you wouldn't call, if you saw a shark on a documentary, you wouldn't be like, oh my god, it's a monster movie.
I mean, but now I feel like you're splitting hairs, because why is, hold on, do you consider Alien to be a monster?
Yeah, because it's unnatural. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's an unnatural, like,
What's
beast.
unnatural about it? It's,
The alien? What is unnatural about the alien, the thing that doesn't exist in real life?
how do you know it doesn't exist?
Alex, don't be pulling that bullshit.
My point is that
We know sharks exist, you dumbass.
My point is, just because something is real or not real, why does that change the way we have to look at it in a movie? If something, you know, is real, that means, oh, now we can't treat it like a monster, we have to treat it like a real thing, versus, oh, this thing does exist and does not exist, now it's a monster, but it's still shot and edited and scored. Everything from a filmmaking standpoint is handled exactly the same.
Well, I'm actually kind of defending your point of that, like, all movies are not the same. Like, a horror movie can be a horror movie without, like, werewolves and monsters and serial killers, because this is literally a shark.
Yeah.
Where I could still see a shark in real life and not be terrified of it, and not be like, oh, that's so scary. Like, I'm not afraid of sharks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was technically siding with you.
Okay.
But if you want to go... But okay, so you kind of went and defended me in the sense what I was saying before. It's scored like one, it's shot like one, it's presented like one.
Yeah, so which is why my argument is that it is a horror movie.
Yeah, so what I'm saying before, like, we were talking about, like, what makes a horror movie, and you pointed out more points than just, like, there's a monster in it, or there's a werewolf, or people die. So it's the way it's made, in the same way like a musical is made. Like, you can't make a musical without music.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know where we stand now.
Help.
Well, what is our consensus?
I think
God, making curved circular stairs is the hardest thing on planet Earth in this game.
I'm gonna really need to, like, rewatch the stream and just see if anything we said made sense.
Well, because I think we both, I guess I don't know what either of our points are anymore. So,
Destiny's out.
oh boy.
It It's not. It's doing okay, which isn't good.
Why? Did you want it to do poorly, or did you want it to do well?
I think a game like that has to do well. It has to do well. Like now, I mean, I say it has to do well. It has an 83% on Metacritic right now out of 9 critics. And like, there's some big, like, heavy hitters that haven't reviewed it yet. I don't know. There's 33 critic reviews. Like IGN's doing a review yeah, there's in progress and unscored. Like Eurogamer hasn't done one yet. GameSpot hasn't done one yet. Games Radar's on here. I'm just like naming some of the bigger ones. That Polygon's on here. And it's such a long game. That's why people are like, I don't know what to rate it as. But like a game like that where it's basically, if you're not playing online, if you're not playing with friends, it's not worth it.
Okay.
And if it's not doing well, something like Titanfall, which got really good reviews, but people stopped playing it. So it's like, why are you playing it anymore? And therefore, the more people who stop playing it, the less you're going to play it, and you wasted $60 because no one's going to play it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you buy Overwatch at any time, you're fine. You're always going to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a really, really popular game. Minecraft, the same thing. Like, these are just really popular games that no matter when you buy, it's always the right time to come in. And also, like Minecraft, you just play on your own. Where games like Destiny really fare better with people playing with them. Because if you don't play with people, you're missing out on beating really hard dungeons and seeing new things and getting better loot and progressing, and then you either can't do it or what's the point?
Okay.
That's how I feel. And since somebody I know doesn't get any cool games, I can't play any cool games with them.
Yeah. Who are you talking about?
You.
I know.
You're the only, pretty much you're like the only person who plays PC games anymore. That's how sad my life is.
I don't think that's true.
Who else?
I mean, do you know personally? I don't know. Who do you know?
I know one person, but I don't play. We don't have the same games either.
I'm just saying, people play PC games. I'm not.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I'm not someone who plays with random people, really.
Okay.
Like I don't have the connection that like we would have. Like playing Payday. Yeah, I play Payday with strangers, but it's not nearly as fun as you and me playing Payday.
Aw.
Just watch the stream. Like it's hilarious.
That's true.
So like something like Payday is a good example too. Like Destiny is like way more dependent on people. So if you don't have like true friends to play it with, it's hard to just like enjoy it with strangers and whatnot. For me at least. I know some people are like they love meeting people online, but I don't personally.
Gotcha.
Like I remember back in the day, dude, Call of Duty, anywhere from Modern Warfare to World of War to Modern Warfare 2, and then I think it started falling off in terms of my high school's career. But in high school, it'd be like a Saturday night. It'd be me and like 3 to 5 of my buddies playing all night, just matchmaking. And though I would not say that Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare, was like an amazing game, it was like the best game in the world, and I wouldn't play it now, playing with friends made that experience unforgettable.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't have that, you lose out a lot. Know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if I had a friend, maybe someone named Alex, who played really cool games, and we played them together.
I play great games.
Name 5.
All right, hold on. Let me just open up Steam Library here.
And you can't say the big heavy hitters like Minecraft. That's not fair.
Okay. Multiplayer you're talking about?
I guess. A game that you and I could play together. It could be co-op, it could be.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have any.
Yeah, eat my wiener.
I have a lot of really, really, really great solo games because before I don't play a lot of multiplayer. What do you want from me?
Did you not play a lot of multiplayer because you didn't have a lot of people to play with?
No, it's because I like zoning out and I like just playing by myself. And no. I said playing by myself.
It doesn't matter. I'm immature.
Okay. Well, I guess if you're just gonna say I'm dumb, then sure. Right, go ahead. Be dumb.
Is immature being dumb?
Yeah.
Let me Google that. Let me get the dictionary up. Immature definition. Immature, not fully developed. So yeah. Well, no, is that true? Having or showing emotional or intellectual development appropriate to someone younger. So no, it's not really being dumb. I guess that would be a debate, but it's more so the synonyms are like inexperienced, childish, infantile, juvenile, adolescent.
Okay.
So not dumb.
Well, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to probably call it because I've made good progress, but now I need to really plan out my next couple moves here.
Yeah, shit's way different.
Mainly because I don't know. I wanted the dining room and the library to have higher ceilings, but now that's messing me up when it comes to making the second floor. So I got to think this through. But I'll still keep playing for now, but I just want to do a handful of other things real quick before I call it a day.
Is there any fun multiplayer games coming out that we could actually enjoy together? I thought Destiny might have been it, and I feel like again it's kind of middle of the road, and I'm like, well, I don't think it's worth the money.
Middle of the road or middle of the mall?
Shit, it's the same thing.
Oh my god! I just cracked the code.
Yeah, I think right now it's middle of the mall because it's like, well, to be fair, it looks middle of the mall right now. It could end up like maybe the end game is like incredibly rewarding, but I think no matter what, for me personally, since I don't like to play with, I would prefer like a squad to play with. I wouldn't. It would be middle of the mall for me.
Okay. Well, I really want to play that Friday the 13th game. That's a multiplayer game.
Is that not out yet?
It's out. What are you talking about?
It is out?
Yeah.
I don't like scary games, though.
It's not scary. Like it's not.
God. You're a moron. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's a team-based strategy game, basically.
Strategy what? There's more to the definition of it.
More to the definition of what?
The game.
Strategy
it's not
or team?
Just a strategy game. StarCraft is a strategy game.
I mean, I know what you want to say, which is because it's Jason that it's horror, but it's not scary. Like it's not meant to be scary. It's meant to make you think on your feet. And
the imaging is scary.
Well, didn't we just describe that imagery? I thought you just claimed that imagery didn't make it scary.
Yes, it does. Imagery does make it scary. Like for example, Jaws, because Jaws technically isn't scary because sharks aren't scary, but the way it's portrayed and like it makes it scary. Okay, how about this? Again, big definition fan. On Wikipedia, the genre is survival horror.
See, but when I think of survival horror, I think of games like Outlast.
Though I admit that this is different, and I appreciate the difference of it, and I think that's why it's popular. It is you survive in a horror environment.
See, I disagree because I don't think you survive. I think you try to escape. And a survival horror.
Come on, man. You're not giving me much here.
I think the distinction is that in a survival horror, you need to stay alive as a bunch of quick time events or predetermined triggers jump out and scare you. That's what I think of as a survival game.
I don't think you should blame. Well, because 7 Days to Die is a survival horror game. It's like the definition of that because you eat and
build things, and it's like Minecraft with zombies and stuff. So
Okay.
I wouldn't blame popular games that aren't as good as Friday the 13th. Like the gameplay isn't as good.
No, but
I don't think
when I think of survival horror, what I'm referring to is I think of a game like Resident Evil. You're just walking through a thing, things jump out at you, and they go, "Ooh, I'm spooky," and you just kind of work your way through the game. Whereas, and all the things are pre-triggered. You don't have a whole lot of control over this and that. Whereas in Friday the 13th, you it's more of you thinking on your feet with a team, like that kind of deal.
For the record, Resident Evil is considered a survival horror game too. So.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I consider to be survival horror is Resident Evil.
I think it can be broader though than the definition that you're giving it, and I think don't let the games that aren't as dynamic and as fun hold this genre back.
Okay. I guess I get your point.
I'm kind of blaming games like Outlast that just isn't this scary?
Jump scare, jump scare, jump scare.
Yeah, like I think that there's definitely still a level of fear playing that game, but I'm sure the argument can also be said like
because I guess part of the reason why I think of Friday the 13th, and again, this is me blaming a worse game, is like when I think of a survival horror game. If I Google this, if I go to a Twitch and watch a survival horror game, you're gonna watch someone in a dark room sitting there, and then something's gonna happen. They're gonna go, "Ah, look at me! Ah, it's just so scary."
Oh, I wonder who that's like.
And then maybe say something racist.
Yeah, maybe that person would be so into the game that he just let a racist slur or a. Help me out here, man. I'm trying to trash him.
Racist slur. You were right.
I had a few beers like before the stream. I'm gonna be honest with you. And by a few, I mean a good amount. I was drinking for charity. That's not even an example. But yeah, maybe you get so freaked out and scared that you let some words slip. Except people who don't say that word ever don't let it slip. So that's kind of weird how they do that. And I'm glad we got to trash them.
Okay, so now I have most of my house now has a ceiling. Well, eventually I'm going to put furniture in here, which that'll look nice one day. Oh, wait, I don't think my home theater has a ceiling on it. Oh, no.
It doesn't.
Oh, there's still grass here. Oh, well. Oh, no, I can just do that right now. Bloop. And then door. Nope. Door. But that looks damn fine, I'd say, right?
I think that's a good place to end.
Yep, so let me save and quit to title. Save. We Gucci. So, I guess that's it for the stream. Standard stock warning that I've been saying for the last couple weeks. I need to reiterate it. I need to stress it. This is going to go... There's tomorrow on YouTube, also known as Tuesday on YouTube, is the finale to our Mario Party 2 Let's Play. Thursday on YouTube, this video is going to go live. Pat, are you going to stream next Monday?
What's next Monday?
The reason I say that is because if you don't stream next Monday, then this video going live on YouTube is the last video that will go on YouTube until October 1st.
Jesus Christ.
Except for, sorry, no, there will be a September Loot Crate video. Other than that, there's nothing else. No Let's Plays, no movie reviews, nothing else on YouTube until October 1st. Don't freak out, all you loyal fans. Do not freak out.
Give me the keys.
We will be back in October, but I'm taking a vacation, so I can't really make a whole lot of stuff in the coming week, as well as taking a mild break because a whole bunch of real good stuff is coming out in October. That is completely new, and you've never seen anything like it. So this is a quick warning. The channel's going to look dead for a while. Trust me, that's fine. That's normal. Don't freak out. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be amazing. Pat, what say you?
I'd say stay tuned because I know where it's going, and it's going to be way better than everything else.
Yes. Yes, it is. But that's it for this stream. If you enjoyed, you can't like, comment, or subscribe. I guess you could do some of those things. I don't know. Goodbye.